There we go. Hello, Christopher Libber. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Hiya.
And welcome to Metisware. Hello, Christopher Libber. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good and yourself.
Welcome to everybody watching us live in the world of YouTube lands. It's another Friday podcast. We're behind the curtains again today. And I thought I'd ask you, Chris works with us in our infrastructure department, and it's the first time that he's joining us on the podcast here. Chris, do you know why it's called Behind the Curtains?
I do not, considering I'm in front of the curtains right now.
For those of you who've always wondered where that name comes from, we on the other side of these curtains is our office. And if you're obviously in our office, and you're kind of people always wonder what's behind those curtains. And so we're here in our studio in Pinelands, and people often ask what's behind the curtains. And so that's where the name of the podcast came from.
Okay.
The production team have asked me not to get up and pull the curtains open, because apart from the fact that you'll see our office, you'll also see the kind of storage area. And everybody said, no, don't do that. Don't. So Chris sits on the other side here.
Behind the storage
area. And so Chris looks after our infrastructure for very many of our hospitality clients. And so Chris gets to travel the country, gets to look after many of our hotels. And the thing about many of these hotels is they need looking after in a variety of different ways. One of the ways that's quite important for especially international guests visiting our properties is the issue around security. This has come up a couple of times, and so we've invested a lot of time and effort in our new AI offering that we implement into properties, where we use AI technology with CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
And so Chris, you were telling me when we were chatting earlier today about some of the interesting things that this technology does. How does AI work in a hotel CCTV setting?
Most hotels obviously have the pre-AI cameras set up. So
and we're slowly going through
Yeah.
all of our properties and upgrading them. Yes.
Yeah, correct. And how it works actually is it depends on what they need.
Yeah.
And the use case.
Okay.
Of that. But
Give us some use cases there.
Yeah, so let's take an example that's they want to track a guest's vehicle.
Yeah.
That comes in, they want to make sure that it is a guest that's staying at the hotel and not just some rando off the street.
Right.
So we can use AI cameras set outside the gates of the hotel,
Yeah.
or the parking lot entrance, that actually will track the license plate
Right.
of the vehicle, the make, model of the vehicle, the color of it all, and then actually track the person that gets out of it.
Right.
And it will integrate with the hotel system.
Right.
You actually see if they are in fact a guest at this hotel.
So you're saying from the time that a guest does a reservation, they would enter their card details into the reservation, or they would let the hotel know in advance, and then when they get to the hotel, they just magically drive up and the gate opens. Amazing.
They will even have a pre-allocated parking space that they will actually be able to just park at.
Amazing. So that's great for guest convenience. But what about security? We've had some laptops go missing at hotels. How does the AI work with that?
Take we have a guest with a laptop.
Yeah.
That's just something that goes every day to the bar or the restaurant, does a bit of work, and then one day just kind of gets up, leaves, his laptop gets stolen. Well, we can have...
So this is where a guest is in the bar and they kind of leave their laptop. They want to go to the bathroom.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. We can actually make it that the AI on the cameras tracks this guest throughout the hotel as they walk, and they will spot it every day they sit down. It will register that this guest is actually working on this laptop. This laptop belongs to that guest.
Right.
This is the user of that.
So the camera knows that when the guest sits down with the laptop, that this is the owner of that machine.
Correct, yeah.
Then they go off to the bathroom.
Yep.
And
someone new comes.
Someone new comes and takes the machine.
It will, the moment that laptop's picked up, it will alert the staff of the hotel that hey, this guest's laptop is now
on the move.
It's on the move, and it will track throughout the hotel where this laptop is going. So it will like send messages to the GM or the security's phones to allow them to find where this laptop's going.
Amazing. That's really useful. We've had instances where there have been people that have tried to breach the outer perimeter of the property. How would AI help us in that case?
How we can actually trigger an event.
Yeah.
So we can just type into the control panel that say, hey, be on a lookout for anyone climbing over this wall.
Right.
Over here. And the camera will pick up that the moment it picks up a person. No, it's even a tree branch or if there's like a cat climbing on the wall.
Right.
It won't trigger the event then.
Right.
But if it triggers a person, then it will pick up and...
So you're telling me that the AI can see that it's a person climbing over the fence, and then it can do something. What would it typically do?
So typically we can make it that it alerts the security of the hotel.
Right.
Or even trigger the alarm around the property, or flash lights there in that specific spot to scare off the person, or even start calling the local security or neighborhood watch, the police.
Wow, that's amazing. One of the other things that happens, stock control is always very important in properties. How can AI help with that?
What we can actually even do is we set up that when a sensor on the door is triggered, the camera will immediately watch to see who's going into that room. So say it's the room where they keep the liquor of the extra stock liquor at a bar. It can pick up who goes in there. So it will look at the uniform of the person or the clothes that they're wearing, the facial recognition to trigger even if it is a staff member or not, and see if that staff member even is an authorized person to go into that room.
Amazing. We often have issues where, the kitchen staff tend to, make themselves extended meals, stuff like that. Could you use AI to help control in places like that?
Yeah.
What if a staff member pours themselves a sneaky drink during working hours?
That's where the motion detection actually takes into effect. And the motion detection of these cameras nowadays is so advanced that normally, like on the simple motion detection, you always got an alert that a tree
something has moved to there.
Exactly. But this one we can actually trigger, we can select specific events, we can tell it which events we wanted to trigger. So for example, if we don't want it to trigger if someone is just behind the bar.
Right.
But if someone's pouring the drink, or if it's a non-authorized member, we can make it that, hey, trigger on this alert when a drink is being poured when there's no customers at the bar.
Amazing. And it's difficult to set up.
No, not at all. It's extremely simple. All we need is just the control panel, and we tell it whatever event we want.
Is it like ChatGPT? You just go
exactly.
Set off the alarm when someone climbs over the wall.
Exactly. So we can tell it, hey, send an alert whenever you see a red Mercedes.
Wow.
At the front gate.
That's amazing. Well, Chris, thank you very much, and thank you for sharing on this beautiful Friday with us. If you want to get in touch with Chris and you want to find out more about AI in the hospitality industry or for your specific industry, then don't forget to send us a message in the comments below. Contact us on our website, www.metisware.com. And don't forget to subscribe and check in again next Friday for more of Metisware Behind the Curtains.